Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool, but before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Darwin Núñez has issued a cheeky apology to Mohamed Salah after hijacking his Liverpool teammate's phone. The pair, recently crowned as Premier League champions, have been celebrating throughout the past week, and it appears that the feel-good factor extends to both Salah and Núñez having a bit of fun on social media. The Egyptian forward took to his Instagram story on Friday with an image of his camera roll. Within it, there were near countless photos of Núñez, who had clearly taken the opportunity to take a few snaps while Salah's phone was unattended. Even captain Virgil van Dijk featured having been spotted in the background of a few of the photos. Núñez then posted a cheeky response to Salah leaking the photos, as he wrote, "Sorry bro." Núñez will certainly hope that he does not have to issue any further apologies this weekend. The Uruguayan could potentially be handed a chance to impress against Chelsea on Sunday, with the title having already been wrapped up. Boss Arneslot said, "This is a moment to see where they are, also looking towards next season maybe a bit already, but definitely also because they deserve to play this season. I don't think these players have to prove the quality players they are, but I think they want to prove, themselves, that they are good enough to play for us. I already know that they are, and probably they themselves know this as well. I don't think they have a point to prove, but I do think they would like to play." Núñez, 25, has only started 8 games for Liverpool in the Premier League this season. It was previously claimed that his opportunities were limited due to a clause in his deal, meaning Liverpool would have to pay his former side Benfica a further add-on. But Slot has spoken out, suggesting that is simply not the case. He said, "Do you always believe what journalists say? Not always? Me neither. Sometimes you should, but sometimes it's better not to believe everything that is written about players. This is completely new to me, and I've said many times that I'm working at a club here where it's really nice to work. So mainly sporting directors are judged by the players they bring in. For me, it's very important to have a great working environment, and I have that with Richard Hughes." The last thing he would do, as I expect working with him for 10 months, is tell me, "If you play him, it would cost us this much." That he would never do. I don't even know if it's true, yes or no, because we never talk about that. He never interferes with a lineup. It might be true, but if a journalist says it, we have to. Take it with a pinch of salt. When Chelsea's fresh-faced squad assembles to create a congratulatory guard of honour for Liverpool on Sunday, they'll be staring at a pantheon of Premier League greats. Virgil van Dijk, free-scoring record-breaker Mohamed Salah, Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson are the indispensable serial-winning core that have put the Reds back upon their perch. Their achievements and stature should also provide Chelsea with a timely reminder of precisely what Enzo Maresca's ambitious project is still missing: experience and know-how of the highest quality. Under the Clear Lake Capital regime, the big spending Blues have signed young, exciting prospects in droves, and while they're now on the cusp of securing the return of Champions League football, Chelsea are still lacking the mettle, guile, grit and wisdom required to compete for the biggest prizes. Club sources have refused to disclose whether there is an official under-25 transfer policy in place at Stamford Bridge, but given the Blues were willing to make a play for Van Dijk, had he not agreed a contract extension at Anfield, there now appears to be a degree of flexibility on the profiles of potential arrivals. Although it was perhaps fanciful to consider the imperious Dutchman swapping Liverpool red for Chelsea blue, a leader of the 33-year-old's ilk and calibre has been missing since the departure of Thiago Silva last June. Furthermore, there is also an argument that despite spending over £1.2 billion on transfers since the arrival of Todd Boehly, Chelsea are still yet to acquire a world-class goalkeeper, central defender or striker, burning issues that must finally be addressed this summer. Slowly but surely, Maresca has crafted a spine that is capable of being built around, but if Chelsea are to make the next steps in their development, they need a series of difference makers like Liverpool that can elevate the level of the entire team. Prodigies that are likely to explode in the future remain valuable assets, but the Blues already have enough of those Brazilian wonderkid Estevão, Dario Esugo and Kendry Paes officially signing this summer. And Maresca has recently indicated amid fan unrest that he will strive to recruit some much-needed experience to aid his pursuit of silverware. The Italian said last week, "We are not just young, we are the youngest team in the Premier League and the second in European football. Look at the games against Brighton away and see our bench. We have 3 players that were born in 2006. I don't remember years ago, for instance, when Didier Drogba was here and the manager changed Drogba, who was on the bench. Fernando Torres? I don't know. I don't remember. Now we change Nico Jackson with 2006, Tyreek George from the academy. You see that? I see that. If Liverpool currently represent the benchmark, it's clear forward-thinking Chelsea have to make key changes to bridge the gap at the top of the Premier League. Supporters want to see improvement, and so far, Clearlake Capital's vision appears to be some distance away from bearing fruit, given their long-running pursuit of Champions League football looks destined to go to the wire. Jurgen Klopp's vow to take a break from club management after leaving Liverpool has been called into question amid strong rumours linking him with Real Madrid. The former Reds boss, who cited exhaustion as a key reason for ending his 9-year stint at Anfield, has since taken up a role as head of global soccer for the Red Bull Group. However, speculation about a move to Madrid has grown in recent weeks, despite Klopp's insistence that he wouldn't be managing a club for a while. This comes as reports suggest that Carlo Ancelotti is set to leave the Bernabeu following a lacklustre season with Los Blancos. On that Peter Crouch podcast, the former Liverpool striker and ex-Chelsea player Steve Sidwell discussed the possibility of Klopp heading to Madrid this summer. Crouch suggested that accepting the job would contradict Klopp's original reason for stepping back from club management. Sidwell, however, believes it's not in Klopp's nature to stay away from the game for too long, reports the Liverpool Echo. "I just don't think he's one for rest," Sidwell said. "Look at Pep Guardiola. I think they're just born to be involved. They need it at the start. Then they just get dragged back in." Talk of Klopp taking the reins at Madrid has also been given weight by his close friend Miroslav Tanga. Having previously been Klopp's teammate at Mainz, Tanga has said that the German has targeted 2 jobs that he has yet to take. "What Klopp told me when he left Liverpool was that he had 2 wishes: to be the coach of the national team and of Real Madrid. I don't know if either of them will come true," he was quoted as saying by AS. He's certainly one of the candidates for the Real Madrid job, but for now, all of this is pure speculation. "I also know that he never saw himself as the coach of any other team in England, except Liverpool. He doesn't want to go to Serie A or France, and at some point, I think he'll become the German coach." Addressing his departure from Anfield, Klopp was candid with supporters about his potential future on the touchline. "If you ask me, will you ever work as a manager again? I would say now no," Klopp said in January 2024. "But I don't know, obviously, how that will feel, because I never had the situation. What I know definitely, I will never ever manage a different club in England than Liverpool, 100%. But all the rest, will I ever work again? Of course, I know myself. I cannot just sit around. I will find something else maybe to do. But I will not manage a club or a country at least for a year. That's not possible. I cannot do that, and I don't want to. That's all." Despite speculation, Klopp's agent has recently moved to calm chatter that he could be set to move to the Spanish capital. Jurgen is very happy with his new role as head of global soccer at Red Bull, Mark Kosica told Sky Germany earlier this month. He's fully focused and happy there. Andy Robertson has joked that Jamie Carragher needs to stop telling Liverpool to sign a new left-back this summer, with the 31-year-old insisting that he still has plenty more to give at an elite level. The former Hull City star has been one of the Reds' most consistent performers since moving to Anfield 8 years ago. But Robertson has struggled to live up to his own high standards this term, despite making 30 appearances in a team that was crowned Premier League champions last Sunday. Liverpool have been heavily linked with a summer swoop for Milos Kerkez, and Carragher has even endorsed the Hungary international as the perfect long-term successor to Robertson. But the man himself has hit back, saying there is still plenty of life in him yet, as he prepares to enter the final year of his contract. Speaking with Carragher at Football for Change's charity lunch this week, the Scot quipped, "I have only got a year left. So I hope all you guys, the fans, can help me with making the same noise around a new contract as you did with Mo and Virgil's. Maybe you, Carragher, can stop linking the club with other left-backs as well. No, look, I've had 8 wonderful years so far, and I have a year left. I am not as young as I once was, but I love this club. And I have had some great memories here. So let's see what the future holds. I still believe I can still produce good performances and some really good performances, and I think I have done that this season, so I still think I can produce at the top level, and if I can do that, then that is where I belong, and hopefully I can stay here for many years to come. While it remains to be seen if Robertson will be offered an extension to his current terms, Liverpool's admiration of Curtis is no secret. The 21-year-old is expected to be the subject of strong transfer interest from clubs across Europe after another dazzling season with Bournemouth. Carragher said of Curtis earlier this season on Sky Sports, "We've just spoken about Liverpool's left-back situation and the fact Andy Robertson needs help." Now listen, he's Curtis been a revelation at Bournemouth. The only reason why I mention Liverpool is that fact that yes, they are probably looking for someone in that position, but also because the sporting director who brought him to Bournemouth is now the sporting director at Liverpool. He's aggressive, he's got pace. Even when you look at him, he looks like a fullback, small, really aggressive and after wingers on that side. He's been superb since he's come into the Premier League for Bournemouth, and it's one to watch for the future whether he stays or leaves.